Digital networks are highly effective at creating the illusion of chaos. Academic and media consensus describes QAnon as a spontaneous, meme-driven mutation, a movement born on anonymous message boards that spread through algorithmic accident. Digital forensics reveals a pre-existing information pipeline. We are going to reverse engineer this pipeline, starting from its foundational ideology and tracking it down to its digital endpoints. Acknowledging this as a designed system allows us to identify the civilian intelligence operators who managed its growth. The architecture of this funnel relies on 4 layers: an ideological substrate, a media gateway, operator nodes, and gamified infrastructure. Before this pipeline had users, the architects required a pre-installed belief system to justify the movement's goals. The ideological architect was Barbara Marx Hubbard, a futurist and prominent author in the New Age movement. Hubbard's theology was translated into online action by her mentee, a digital operative named Lisa Clapier. The militant political faction that eventually captured national attention was built on this left-coded spiritual framework. Hubbard developed a philosophy she called conscious evolution. It merged futurism with spiritual prophecy, advocating for humanity to reach a higher state of awareness. Examining the text reveals an apocalyptic and eliminationist core beneath the New Age aesthetics. This excerpt from Hubbard's Book of Co-Creation details a selection process where a quarter of humanity stands in the way. Further down, she writes, "We are the riders of the pale horse, death. He selects, we destroy," explicitly stating that resistors must be eliminated. This 1980s text is the source code for the Great Awakening and the storm mythology that QAnon deployed decades later. A radical movement requires an apocalyptic worldview long before it needs a message board. Hubbard provided the holy war. Her successors provided the soldiers. For an intelligence operation, the primary challenge is distribution. You cannot feed a mass audience directly into an obscure spiritual ideology. They needed a media gateway designed to capture truth seekers, which they found in Foster Gamble's Thrive documentary franchise. This capture of QChans.net from November 2020 shows a primary piece of early QAnon infrastructure. The site homepage is dedicated to hosting embedded video players for the Thrive I and I documentaries, rather than the political intelligence drops associated with the Q brand. The operators used algorithmic cross-pollination to group UFO researchers, alternative medicine advocates, and political dissidents into a single viewing stream. You can see this metadata strategy in the description of this YouTube broadcast featuring Gamble. The text is packed with a mass of keywords, ranging from Giza pyramids to end times prophecy, designed to hijack multiple search algorithms. The documentary acted as a psychological net. It captured disparate internet subcultures, homogenized their grievances, and funneled them toward a radical terminus. Moving targets through that net requires active digital operators. This is where Lisa Clapier managed the transition. Clapier utilized persona multiplication. This involves running compartmentalized, platform-specific identities to isolate audiences and manufacture the appearance of grassroots momentum. Forensic mapping connects Clapier to at least 3 distinct digital avatars operating simultaneously: Snow White 7IM on Twitter, Pistis Sophia on Discord, and Megaanon on the 4chan boards. This UK affiliate profile for the Snow White avatar is optimized for recruiting everyday users. It leverages Alice in Wonderland branding alongside the Mega hashtag, overlapping QAnon concepts with conscious evolution terminology. Meanwhile, her Pistis Sophia persona was calibrated for insular, spiritual Discord communities, speaking a different subcultural language. This screenshot of a proton mail sent from the Pistis Sophia account shows her operational claims. In the red boxed text, she claims to be a peace ambassador and states, "I am one of Jay's document holders," referring to Julian Assange. Strict compartmentalization allowed Clapier to engage these groups simultaneously. By siloing her personas, she prevented her separate audiences from realizing they were being corralled by the same operator. The most revealing persona in this network is Megaanon, an anonymous 4chan insider that predated Q's first post by 22 days and used the storm rhetoric. When you compare the operational claims of Pistis Sophia with independent descriptions of Megaanon provided by influencers, the overlap is absolute. This December 2017 Facebook post by David Wilcock details a phone call with Megaanon. He confirmed she was a female with character and snark who bypassed his security. He notes she had high-level access but was not affiliated with any military or intelligence agency. Megaanon and Clapier occupied identical digital ecosystems, operated on identical timelines, and both claimed to be carrying passports and documents for high-profile whistleblowers. Whether Clapier operated the account alone or as part of a cell, the Megaanon operation proves that the QAnon playbook was beta-tested by the Conscious Evolution Network weeks before the letter Q appeared. The final psychological hurdle is converting a passive video watcher into an active foot soldier. To do this, the network used alternate reality game mechanics as a tool for digital radicalization. Clapier ran a campaign called Unity4J to build credibility in WikiLeaks circles. Discord logs reveal it was a moderated AstroTurf operation designed to harvest visual assets and coordinate messaging. The network scaled this methodology, building a dedicated web infrastructure called Q Superheroes to capture and direct the QAnon audience. The platform applied video game nomenclature to political subversion. Users were assigned quests, given custom avatars, and awarded meritocracy badges for completing tasks. The act of baking breadcrumbs, solving manufactured digital puzzles, creates a potent dopamine loop. It tricks the brain into feeling the satisfaction of uncovering hidden intelligence. By turning a political conspiracy into a multiplayer puzzle, the pipeline operators successfully outsourced their propaganda amplification to their own victims. Observing the pipeline's output on qchans.net in 2021 reveals the result of this gamification. By 2021, the site's role as a documentary portal vanished, replaced by a command center for active political organizing. This capture shows the QChan's Town Hall webpage as it appeared in May 2021. The language has shifted to sovereign citizen vernacular. Users are organizing a Continental Congress, discussing de jure governance, and citing a new Declaration of Independence under the QAnon banner. The pipeline worked as engineered. It systematically processed spiritual seekers and converted them into a militant, sovereign citizen political bloc. The architecture is complete. Hubbard's theology supplied the motive, Gamble's gateway provided the entry, Clapier's personas drove the narrative, and ARG mechanics locked the users into place. Analyzing modern disinformation as a phenomenon of viral memes ensures we will be outmaneuvered by the architects who build these systems. True digital literacy involves identifying the proxies hiding behind the puzzles.